How to complete every single Season 6 Week 9 challenge here in Fortnite Battle Royale. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Simply Viral channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, of course, we are jumping back into the world of Fortnite to take a look at all of the Season 6 Week 9 challenges here. They have leaked early, so we're going to be running through them all and explaining how to complete every single challenge this week as quickly and as easily as possible. If you guys find this video helpful, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And if you guys are brand new here to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe with your channel notifications turned on. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's jump in and take a look at all of the Week 9 challenges here in Season 6 of Fortnite. With the leaked challenges here, because they do actually leak early, there are a couple of complications. For starters, any of the staged challenges, we are only able to see the first stage. Unfortunately, the future stages, so stages 2, 3, maybe even 4 and 5, aren't actually made public until the challenges do actually go live and you complete the first stage. And also, because the challenges do leak early, there is a slight chance that one or two of them might end up changing, but this week's challenges do seem pretty credible, so I would expect this to be the finalized challenges that'll actually go live on Thursday. But it is always a good idea to double check when the challenges do actually go live by just going into your game, heading over to the challenges tab and taking a look at the Week 9 challenges once they are released. That way you know you're completing all the right challenges. Now let's go ahead, let's jump into it. Per usual, just like every other week, we've got 3 free challenges and 4 battle pass challenges. Our first challenge this week is going to be get 30 seconds of airtime in a vehicle. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play it safe here and assume that that is not all at once. You'd be able to overlap different jumps and different air times to complete that 30 seconds in total. I would think 30 seconds all at once would be really hard. So if you get 2 seconds in one jump and then 8 seconds in another, that'll obviously add up to 10, and you just have to get up to 30 seconds total to complete this challenge. I really don't think that will be too difficult. Moving on to our second challenge here, we have get a score of 10 or more in different Carnival Clown boards. So obviously this is a challenge that we have never seen in the past, meaning that this week with the update we'll probably be getting some new map features, including these Carnival Clown boards. Now, we're not sure where these are going to spawn or how many of them there are actually going to be, but when the challenges do end up releasing, it'll probably be a good idea to hop on YouTube, Google, Reddit, whatever it may be, and just search up these spawn locations for these Carnival Clown boards. That way you know exactly where to go. Unfortunately, because the map is not yet updated, we don't actually know where they're going to spawn, but once they do spawn and once we do know the locations, all you have to do is get a score of 10 or more on 3 different Carnival Clown boards in a total. Once again, I would expect this challenge to be relatively easy because it seems like all these shooter challenges that we've gotten in the past, like the different target practice ones, they're pretty easy to complete. It doesn't really take too much skill to actually complete these challenges in general. Moving on to our final free challenge of the week, we have a staged challenge, and it is to consume 5 mushrooms. As I mentioned earlier, with the staged challenges, unfortunately, we're not actually able to see the future stages, so stages 2 and 3, maybe even 4 and 5 are still a mystery. So after you consume 5 mushrooms, make sure you check back into your challenges list on the Fortnite menu so you can figure out what exactly stage 2 will be, but chances are it'll be to consume some more options and consumables on the map, whether it be apples or shadow stones or whatever it might actually be. It's probably going to be another consume challenge. Moving on to our 4th challenge this week, we have deal damage to players with clingers, stink bombs, or grenades. This is a challenge that we have seen in the past for a couple of seasons now, so I wouldn't be too surprised if this challenge does end up getting changed. But even if it doesn't, this challenge really isn't too bad, going into modes where players can be knocked down, so squads, 50 versus 50 duos, and then finding clingers, stink bombs, or grenades and dealing damage to players who are actually knocked is going to rack up that total a lot quicker. And you really only have to get 300 damage here, so that shouldn't be too bad at all. If you kill one player, that's 1/3 of the challenge done. Then our 5th challenge this week is going to be deal damage to opponents' structures with dynamite. You have to deal 10,000 damage to opponent structures. And I know what you guys are thinking right now. What the heck is dynamite? Is that just code word for grenades or explosives? No, actually, in fact, dynamite is going to be coming to Fortnite, and it seems like it's going to be coming this week, at least according to these challenges. If you guys didn't know, dynamite was actually a leaked equipment just a couple of days ago. There were in-game files found with dynamite renders as well as dynamite sounds. So it seems like dynamite will be coming soon to the game, presumably this week for the Week 9 challenges. We're not sure the rarity of the dynamite weapon itself, but I would assume it's going to be relatively easy easy to find, at least for the first couple of days. It seems like every time a new weapon is introduced to the game or a new piece of equipment is introduced, it's a super frequent spawn, and then people realize how good it is, and then Epic has to tone down the spawn rate of it. But dynamite, you have to deal damage to opponent structures with it, 10,000 damage in total. Really, if players do build up at all and you find dynamite, it's going to be a lot of damage really fast. Every time we've had explosive challenges like this in the past, I'm like, oh man, this is going to take me forever, and it's like a 5,000 damage challenge, and I get it done in one game without really even trying. So this challenge probably won't be too difficult at all. Honestly, the hardest part about this one will probably be finding the dynamite itself. Then we move on to our 6th challenge this week. We have rocket or grenade launcher eliminations. We'll have to get 3 rocket or grenade launcher elims for this one. A lot of explosive action going on in this week's challenges, which makes me almost want to think that maybe the high explosives LTM is making a return. We're going to have to wait and see. But rocket or grenade launcher eliminations won't be too difficult. Once again, same deal with dynamite. Honestly, the hardest part about this challenge is actually finding a rocket or a grenade launcher. Then we move on to our final 7th challenge this week for the week 9 challenges. It is another stage challenge, so once again, unfortunately, we can only see stage 1, but this one is deal damage with grenades to opponents. You have to deal 100 damage with grenades to finish stage 1 here. Like I mentioned earlier, that is just killing one person. If they don't have any shield or armor, they'll just have their standard 100 health. If you kill them with a grenade, that'll be stage 1 complete. I would assume stage 2 is going to be deal damage with clingers to an opponent, or deal damage with another rocket launcher to opponents, something like that. Like I said, once again though, unfortunately, because it is a stage challenge, we're not actually able to see the future stages, so make sure you double check the actual challenge list after you complete stage 1. Now that we've covered all 7 of the week 9 challenges, we do want to run through this list one more time and give you guys the best tips and tricks to complete these challenges in the most efficient way possible. We like to do this every single week to help you guys out a little bit. So getting 30 seconds of airtime in a vehicle, honestly, I don't think this is going to be a hard challenge at all, if you don't have to land it. Now, if you have to land the airtime, it's going to be a little bit harder. If you drive off a mountain and do a whole bunch of crazy flips for 20 seconds of airtime, and then you have to land it, obviously that's going to be more difficult than driving off a mountain and crashing down at the bottom, but you get an easy 20 seconds of airtime. Honestly, I think the easiest way to complete this challenge is going to be to grab yourself a vehicle. I would recommend the Quad Crasher or the ATK. Probably leave the shopping cart alone and just head over to a ruin area and drive over one of those little purple things that launches you into the air. Doing that's going to rack up that 30-second airtime really fast. It should probably only take you a couple of tries to actually complete that challenge. Getting a score of 10 or more on the different Carnival Clown boards. Once again, I don't think this is going to be a very hard challenge. None of these shooter challenges or, get a score of blank challenges are ever really too difficult. The hardest part is actually just finding the locations. But like I mentioned, just hopping on Reddit or YouTube or Google and searching up the actual challenge, where to find the different Carnival Clown boards. There will be plenty of cheat sheets with the locations of all the different spawns. That way you guys can find them super easy. Consuming mushrooms, easiest challenge this week. Easily head to Wailing Woods, head to Shifty Shafts, any location that has mushroom spawns. It's going to be super easy to consume 5. That's what, 25 shield, so that shouldn't take too long at all. Then dealing damage to players with clingers, stink bombs, or grenades. This will be super easy to do in any LTM or any mode where people can get knocked. So duos, squads, like I said, the LTM 50 versus 50, whatever it might be. If you can knock down opponents, it doesn't even have to be with the actual grenades, stink bombs, or clingers themselves. Just knock somebody even with an AR or an SMG, and once they're down, then throw the clingers, the stink bombs, or the grenades at them, and that should be like an easy 100 damage. Do that 3 times and you've got this challenge complete. Dealing damage to opponent structures with dynamite, once again, not too hard of a challenge. The worst part of this entire challenge, honestly, is going to be to find the dynamite itself. After you do that, try and get into a build battle, force build battles on your opponents, then throw out the dynamite as soon as you can, get some easy damage done. 10,000 damage will actually rack up really quick. Rocket or grenade launcher eliminations, once again, hardest part is going to be actually finding the weapon to do the eliminations with. So the rocket or grenade launchers, definitely search your supply drops, search your chests, try and get a rocket or grenade launcher as soon as possible, and then as soon as you see somebody, definitely gun for them and try and get that elim. And finally, dealing damage with grenades to opponents. As I mentioned earlier with the clingers, stink bombs, or grenades challenge, this is going to be super easy. If you can knock an opponent and then throw a grenade at them, it'll be an easy 100 damage. You can knock out stage 1 here pretty quick as well. And there you guys have it. Those are all of the week 9 challenges here for Fortnite Season 6 and how to complete them as efficiently as possible. If this video did help you guys out, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, slap that like button, and if you guys are brand new here to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe with your channel notifications turned on. That way every single time we upload a video in the future, YouTube will send you a message letting you know we've gone live. That way you can be the first person to watch, like, and comment on each and every new Simply Viral post. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys on the battle bus. Peace out.